Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Myself and Matt going to be hosting today's ESR. Of course, we have the wonderful Dust joining us, our CSGO veteran of knowledge.
The wealth of CSGO knowledge.
Talking us through the XGames, helping maybe some of you guys in the chat who maybe don't know too much about CSGO understand exactly what happened at the XGames, of course. We just recap the semifinals, and then we go into the bronze medal match, and that was between Team Dignitas and Fnatic. Now, Fnatic went into this as, you know, arguably the best team in the game, as we heard Dust say. But Dust, talk to me about this bronze medal match then.
Yeah, so Fnatic gets dropped down by NIP in those last 5 rounds that you saw right before we took the break. And the big thing to pull from that was just, you know, Mike Lilly and Get Right had this crazy retake on the A-bomb site. You saw, like, Mike Lilly just jumping around with the op, getting crazy close-range battles, and just really great individual retake effort. And that was a testament to NIP the whole tournament, just winning these small numbers situations with their chemistry and their teamwork. And then you saw Get Right make an individual effort at upper B, getting the bomb down early. They just held on to it for the rest of the round, and it just forced Fnatic into a bad economy, and eventually they just close out the game based on that. So Fnatic, you know, getting shocked in that semifinal, they get to sit down and play against Dignitas for the bronze. And, I mean, coming into this game, you know, before the map veto started, most people thought Fnatic, all right, you know, while they're having a rough tournament, you know, they lost LDLC in groups on Inferno. That wasn't expected. You know, now they're losing the semifinals to NIP, a team that they have, you know, been rated as better than for quite some time. This is another big shock to the fans across the globe. And so when they go up against Dignitas, who just got finished getting dealt the loss by LDLC in a close 2-1 series, you're thinking, okay, Fnatic, you know, should be able to at least get a bronze out of this. But then the maps get drawn, and Nuke is one of the maps that are going to be played. It's actually the first map that gets played. Okay. And this is where people were a bit concerned, because I think most people kind of felt, okay, Dig probably actually can win Nuke, just because Fnatic doesn't play that map. They really don't play it. Like, that's one of the few maps they really kind of avoid. In fact, they veto it quite often. But, you know, in a best-of-3 picking stage, you only get to veto one map before it goes to picks. Yeah. So Nuke was not their veto, so it was an option, and Dignitas went on it. So
why did they not veto that map? Just out of curiosity, if it's a map that they don't play that often and they don't feel that good at, why?
Might as well veto.
Yeah, why would you not veto that?
I actually don't remember what their veto was. It's very possible they vetoed like another map they're not very good on, that they don't play very often, like maybe Cobble or something. I don't remember what their veto was, if I'm honest. But like the big maps that they like to play are, you know, definitely Inferno and Mirage. D2 they tend to avoid sometimes, Nuke they tend to avoid sometimes. Just because Dust 2 is like such a toss-up map in many instances, because like out of all the maps, it's probably one of the least technical in the sense of like how you have to execute and stuff on T side to win rounds. It isn't nearly as technical as some of these other maps. So it's kind of like an underdog's dream map, because you can kind of pull upsets on it, because you can kind of get away with not having the most tight play on T side and still get rounds, basically. I don't really remember what they vetoed, but I assume it was just another map they weren't comfortable playing Dignitas on, which means they had to kind of leave Nuke in the pool. Which I remember what it was, but I don't remember what their veto was, that said. Regardless, you know, going into the game, it was really bad, because Dignitas actually won first half from T side, which is like insane for Nuke. That should never really happen. So that was definitely really big. I think they won the half 9-6 or something like that. So it was pretty bad. Like, you generally want to get at least 10 rounds on your CT side, so to only get 6 for Fnatic is certainly very poor. Yeah. So then we go into the pistol round, and this is like Fnatic's chance to make the comeback, and they lose pistol, which usually when you lose pistol, it's like a 3-0 start, because unless you can win like an eco round, you're saving until the 4th round of the half. So that's like giving up 2 more rounds after you win pistol, or lose pistol rather. So now Dig is up 12-6, and this is looking really bad. And, you know, Fnatic were only able to get 1 more round before it was all said and done. They actually won the first gun round. But then, you know, Dig closed it out, you know, with 4 rounds at the end, and they win the first map 16-7 on Nuke. So it wasn't like a shocker. Like, I think most people actually thought Dig had a fair shot at beating Fnatic on Nuke, since it's not a very strong map for Fnatic. So not super surprising. But next map is actually Mirage, and this is, you know, Fnatic's probably 2nd best map. You know, most people kind of figured, okay, this is where, you know, Fnatic's gonna go ahead and make their comeback, and they'll be able to go ahead and get to the map 3 and actually, you know, win the series 2-1 now. But that just didn't happen. I mean, right off the bat, you know, Dignitas comes out swinging on Mirage with the big pistol round victory. looking good. But Fnatic does eventually take a lead in this game. I think they were up like 5-1 or something like that. They were looking like they were, on their way back. But then some of the big name players for Dignitas just step up. Like Dupree comes up big in a few rounds. I think there was at one point in the game where he had 10 kills across 5 rounds. So that's pretty impressive. 2 kills a round average. Yeah. That's pretty great. So Dupree was definitely just coming up big for Dignitas in the regulation. They wound up winning the first half 9-6. And then from there, the game just kind of goes back and forth. And eventually it goes into overtime to determine who is going to win this map. And Fnatic start out on CT side in the first half of overtime. They win 2 rounds out of the 3. So they're up 17-16 going into the second half. But in the second part of the overtime, the last 3 rounds, Device, the star player basically for Dignitas, and Zipnix just have some great rounds over on the B side of the map to win 2 and get the game 18-17. And then Kerrigan has an auto sniper and just rocks some people at A in the final round to win the game 19-17. And so this was, I guess, the biggest upset of the tournament in the sense that, it was somewhat of an upset in group play when we had people like Kaboom beating Cloud9 and CLG beating LDLC and LDLC beating Fnatic, but most people don't really hold weight to best of ones. It's really the best of 3s where people really truly get their analysis and insight of what's really going on in the game. And, of course, NIP beating Fnatic was a pretty big upset in its own right, but it was a closer series. It's 2 16-14 games. I mean, so it was at least close. But for Dignitas, a team that really was looking rough towards the end of 2014, not even in the top 4 anymore of the world rankings, kind of like 5th, 6th place or something like that, to be able to come up and beat what was then the #1 team in the world, especially on Mirage, which is their second best map. This was probably the biggest upset of the tournament was probably this bronze match. I think.
Yeah, I would say that.
Would you say that's probably one of the biggest upsets of maybe the last 12 months? If you think back to some of the majors, has there been a bigger upset really than this, where the #1 seed favorite fails to place in the top 3? I mean, that's
yeah. I guess in regards to how dominant Fnatic was, especially towards the latter half of 2014, and how high they were rated, before the event started. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I can't remember that far back, 12 months of all the different events that went on. I'm sure there was some crazy upsets that took place throughout the year, but. Yeah, I mean, I would have to say this is certainly a crazy way to kick off 2015. Yeah, that's for sure. To see the #1 team from last year fall like this to 4th place.
Yeah. Disappointing result there for Fnatic, but a great result for Team Dignitas. Right. Then, of course, we had the grand final, the gold medal match, Team LDLC versus NIP. And this one didn't disappoint. As I said, me and Matt, we were casting the 5K at the time. We were like, bring up the CSGO. I want to see the grand final. This is going to be pretty awesome. NIP ultimately taking the 2-1 victory. But talk to me about map #1. How did that go down?
So this is actually really cool because this is a rematch of the DreamHack Winter 14 finals. So that's why this is really cool. And the maps in that finals, Dust 2 was actually the first map in that event as well. And LDLC were able to win it 16-10. Then the second map of that final was Inferno, where NIP actually won. And then they had an overtime match on Overpass for map 3. So lo and behold, we come here to NIP versus LDLC in the grand finals. And LDLC is going up against NIP once again on Dust 2 to kick off the set, just like DreamHack Winter 14. Now, you also have to understand there's a really heated rivalry here between these two teams in the sense that you look at players from LDLC like MBK and Smiths, and they used to play for Very Games and then Titan before now playing on LDLC. And early on in CSGO, NIP was always #1, right? Well, Very Games was always #2. They kept getting beat finals by NIP all the time. And so there's a bit of revenge that LDLC are looking for. I mean, granted, Very Games eventually did start beating NIP in a couple of tournaments, and they actually now officially have a better head-to-head record like those players do against NIP. I think they've won 5 of 9, while NIP's won 4 of 9 or something like that. So they finally got their advantage, I guess you could say. So this is a really cool, historic kind of match to watch this take place. And so map 1 was in fact Dust 2, and for the most part, it's a pretty close game. We're kind of going back and forth throughout the first half. I think the first half actually ends 9-6 in NIP's favor. So that's kind of where we're at. And then we see Nip kind of jump off, winning pistol in the second half. But then LDLC, infamous for their ecoing abilities, actually tie the game up at 10-10. And I think at this point we actually have some of the rounds that came up after this. And these were really kind of the key rounds that let LDLC win this first map of the ones we're about to see. I'm a
pray Ron has it.
Right.
Ron,
I think it's round 20 and 21.
Ron's going to come up
these
real
are
clutch.
the big rounds.
These are the big rounds? Well, let's take a look at the big rounds from map number 1. Ron,
opening kills. But NIP, they reacted well. To see if they can do something with these pistols here. Almost hit the shot. In fact, no, he did tag Forest, actually, down to 6 health.
And where he had no armor at all, it actually takes him down to just 6, and MBK will close him off. Had he had armor, he would have had a little more to deal with, but now they're going to get aggressive on long, and Michael Lilly makes Happy pay for it, and with no one to follow in his footsteps, they give up the rifle just like that. So an AK to work with, but Kiyoshima doesn't care how many guns or men they've got. He's going to take them all down as Exist get right. Wow. And now Michael Lilly as well, all drop. We said Kiyoshima had to be strong. He has been, and LDLC are equal to the Ninjas in Pajamas half. They have the lead. It's 11-10.
That guy is an absolute beast with the rifles, just like playing deathmatch there. All right, so 11-10 now, LDLC taking the lead. The money is looking very, very strong for them at the moment. NIP need to stop them right now and start building back their bank because things are starting to get really out of hand. Smiths and Happy picking up the AWP. Happy does pick it up from time to time. More often on CT sides than on T, so we have to see what he can do. Wanted to use that spawn, does get denied a pick onto long. Meanwhile, LDLC take control of middle and catwalk. Give themselves all the options. Get right, it's going to be close to those doors now. Oh, there it is.
Smiths gets Forrest, though. I mentioned it, he's strong on this map with the AWP. Continuing on with it, Get Right, though, still at long. Might come out, Happy's holding the reverse angle, so it's not just for free. Smiths with that bomb, watch out, Exist, though. Up close on Keo, he might try and go through. No, he's just going to sit behind the back of the door. Keo, I think, knows he's there as he nades through. And now they'll take...
This is what I was talking about as well.
Catwalk. Michael Haley has to hit this shot. Happy finds Get Right. He waits patiently, and Michael Haley actually realizes that they might come through that direction. He's going to fall off and try and catch him out, but Happy's equal to it. He takes him down, and it's all on Freiburg, who does get one in MBK at least. He's also going to spam through, does get Kiyoshima. This would be a 1v5 if he can pull it off. He's going to fall it back. I think, oh no, he can't even go for the save. I think that's what he was looking to do, but Happy catches him as well. So another huge round for Happy this weekend. He's had quite a number of them.
This is the thing, Happy. This guy can AWP really well. He's the in-game leader. He can rifle really well also. This guy is a jack of all trades, but he had a 3-kill round. That's really nice. But I love what Michael Haley was doing there. He let go of the A site so that he could hold down long, make sure they're safe from a flank, and make sure his team could go for the retake. So that was smart by him, but LDLC on point, 12-10 now. Just the boost over the smoke. Just
to give an idea of Happy's performance, every single player on both teams is spread between a distribution of 13 kills to 15, nice. But Happy's on 22 and Exists.
Great prediction there.
Tries to respond back to Shoxy as he gets through the smoke. So another early advantage here for Team LDLC, and they want to build on it. They're going to smoke it off on Forrest, who realizes he might have company from both approaches. But Michael Haley and Exist are still in middle, so they'd have to get through them first.
Here we go, we got LDLC. Still working on that mid-control. Shoxy with that early pick there. Good prediction on the boost, the stack, as the smoke was down. Exist close range. Gonna spot there, and Smith there does get a tag actually. Not the frag though, as we do get it straight towards B. Forrest, good as always there. Gonna shut down some of the strength of a potential B split.
We've seen him get 2-3 kills, 1-on-3 in this site before, earlier in the weekend.
Push is readying up now for NIP. For LDLC as they do. Well to the plat there, and very close to actually tagging down Forrest, but he's going to be okay here. And this actually might obscure his position a little bit, these flames. As in comes the push now, Forrest needs a huge result. He's alone against the entire squad. He goes down immediately to the entry power of Kiyoshima, as now it is a hopeless round here for NIP. They cannot retake this bomb site, and the best they can do now is just to hold on to their weapons, because LDLC, with money as good as it is, they're going to be on the hunt.
So Exist and Get Right gonna have to be on their best and watch out for them as they come around. They can't hunt too aggressively though, because Shoxy's only on 11, Smith's on 7, Kiyoshima on 35. I mean, yes, they've got a lot of money, but throwing away 3 guns is still very costly. Happy pursuing through CT, and there it is. Look, Exist gets the first, Exist gets the second, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Although Shoxy's gonna try and respond. He's only got 11 to work with. He does actually get the kill. So Get Right survives. They get 2 more guns out of the hands of the terrorists. But LDLC, a CT team on Dust 2, are pulling away. And now we are looking like that 2-0 prediction might be possible because they claim they've got Inferno in the bag. We'll see if that's true, but it's not done just yet. Ninjas in pajamas with a potential answer. Get Right, the only one with that gun, though.
A new storyline in the making between these two teams. LDLC besting NIP in the previous major. Are they to be unstoppable against the Swedes? We're going to find out. We're going to have Happy going for these picks again. He loves trying to get those picks. He's feeling really good on the AWP there towards long. Doesn't get anything this time. Only the rifle on Get Right at the moment. NIP playing a cautious round at the moment as well. 3 towards B at the, and this could actually work for them if they're able to push up and dart quickly. But LDLC are looking to put on the pace as well, as they do have Shoxy up to his usual tricks here. Going to get flashed over into the pick onto the A bomb site. He's going to pick it up onto Michaelele. Freiburg and the rest of NIP are going to try to make their way through upper dark, but that bomb is going to be easily planted down the A site. Forrest does take down MBK. That's going to be a gun for him. But again, that bomb safely onto the A site, so NIP with a lot to do.
This is questionable. Get Right has Happy in middle, as does Exist. Forrest is going to come around. Oh, he might catch Keo, but no, Keo's going to get him, so now Get Right's in an awkward position as he's all that's left, and they know where he is. They're pinching from both sides. He's going to try and run. I thought they might have just tried to hold on to the 2 rifles they secured. They might not get any because look how close they are, and Kiyoshima, man, oh man. This guy's making an early case to be Player of the Year for 2015, the way he's playing in this tournament.
And in the French shake-up, when we had all the French lineups mixing up, with LDLC, I mean, Shox was, I believe it was Shox who was kind of like nurturing Kiyoshima's talent and bringing him in, taking him on. And right now, he's proving to be everything Shox believed him to be. Kiyoshima looking fantastic. Still the double orbs working effectively here for LDLC. However, NIP with a double orb setup of their own. This could be the very round in which they're able to bring things back under control. That's it. Michaelele takes down MBK. Early advantage here, found by the AWPer of NIP. However, Get Right needs to be very careful here now. Shoxy could just blow this round up. They passed each other. Get Right's gonna be a little bit confused. Does turn around for the trade. So 4-on-3, NIP still with an advantage on the players. The bomb in the middle, and Forrest picks up another one. Beautiful stuff there.
Finally, one of the keys is NIP look to finally get another round. About time is the fact that Get Right in the first half was excellent, as you'd expect from him, but he's gone very quiet in halftime number 2. In other rounds, in other matches they've played on this map in the tournament, they actually have had a good crossfire along, but they haven't had a chance to use it. Exist will close out on Smith, so there it is. NIP do get to 11, but they've still got to hold on because it's only 2 rounds lost and it's all over on map 1.
Never, ever count out NIP in a grand final. You just can't. The amount of times that I felt like, you know, it's over for them, they pull out the nip magic, and we'll have to see if they've got it still in the bank right now, because it is very close right now. The money is completely screwed over for them. They've got to pull this one out. There's a great kill coming in from Smiths. They're trying to get the trace working for them, but they just can't find it. And that early pickoff could be the difference here now for LDLC in this round. Forrest now AWPing.
And he's going to have to be sharp. He's the only one in the middle to hold it. They're still outside the doors. Shoxy's waiting at the headshot box for that smoke to go away. Smith's holding on to the cat angle as well, so no one can push there, but they aren't really thinking about it. And Shoxy, that's exactly what I was talking about. Just absolutely rips the head off Forrest. We'll see you next round, but Freiburg's not done. He's going to try and pop and flash in, but they're going to pass each other in the smoke, and MBK actually sees him because the back was turned, and now it's going to be Smiths takes down Exist. Get Right all that's left. Get Right's going to spam away, tries to get Happy, but he can't ask for anything at all in this round. 1v5. And it's going to be match point, map 1. NIP's choice of map, by the way, for LDLC. Get Right can even hold this gun. Happy up close with the AWP, takes him down. This is looking pretty much done now. LDLC want to go up 1 and start off right for this gold medal.
Sort of Happy, the in-game leader there, the Cerebral Assassin. And the reason why I attached Assassin onto that is because he frags so well. And right now, we're seeing no different from that. His team working as a unit. And they are so good. Look at this, all on the snipers. Oh my god. These doors, there's going to be nothing left of them after this round. As Happy to switch out for a rifle now in this...
They dropped that second AWP down awkwardly. I don't know why they put it there. That means they had to retrieve it.
They just wanted the ops for the early pressure on the double doors. They have so much cash in the bank, all on 16k basically right now. NIP on a defense here. Two players on a B setup. They are rotating a bit aggressively here towards Catwalk. But they have to figure out what LDLC are doing. There you go. Michael Ellie picks up MBK through the doors. Good stuff there from him. Might just be giving NIP the chance they need. Assist only on the 5-7. Get right with the cover, though. Here it is. Misses a shot. Shoxy so good, but Exist. Oh, no! What? Exist can't get the frag. Shoxy with 2 insane entries onto the Catwalk area. Michael Ellie now, can he save it? Goes for the jump shot. Won't connect. As now it's a 3-on-3, and what looks to be so good, so opportune for NIP, suddenly is turning to ashes. Can a Phoenix rise? Can Michael Ellie find a frag here as they move across the crossover? They are covering it well with these grenades. And there you go, Smith is looking for Michael Ellie. He smells the AWPer over there. As the fire is burning away towards CT. Bomb goes down, it's a good Molotov there. NIP going in, look at that, the Molotov's going to burn Shoxy alive. Michael Ellie going in now, misses the flick shot. 2 players down towards long for the LDLC lineup. Smith gets the frag, Forrest coming in, all on Freiburg, no! Kyoshima gets it, what a wonderful display of skill from the French lineup to bring it back to a dominant end of Dust 2.
So LDLC take map number 1. For now, guys, we're going to get a quick commercial break. When we return, me, Dust, and Matt are going to be talking about map number 2 in the grand final from the XGames. Be right back.